SummerSlam is August 20th, and we have two new matches of the card, so let's go through them as quickly as possible. First off, the Universal Championship has been decided. Brock Lesnar will defend in a fatal four-way against Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe, as decreed by Kurt Angle, the new Raw General Manager. As Braun last week, honestly, I feel like Braun last week pretty much showed why he should be the undisputed number one contender. He took out two credible contenders in Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe last week. Was a number one contender match for the Universal title that ended due to Braun's interference. But Braun dominated both men, showing that he should have been the number one contender in the first place. He should have been the one, honestly, since Great Balls of Fire, but, the injury happened at that time, and WWE was pushing towards that at the time, as far as I remember. But, the injury happened, so they couldn't do that. Now, you kind of get that, plus you kind of get the Roman Brock match that was going to be at WrestleMania next year. Also, you have Joe having technically a rematch for the title. So you're basically just putting everything all together and everyone's happy. That's how it goes. With this match, though, I feel like... And this, honestly, changes... This prediction would have been different a couple days ago. Because apparently Brock Lesnar has been back in the USADA testing pool to potentially have a return in the UFC. Even though that is not, testing has not begun yet. It has been reported that he will be in that testing pool once again. He was, I remember after the fight with Mark Hunt, he was, I don't want to say banned, but kind of suspended for a little while after testing showed he was using an estrogen blocker, which is mostly to help with the steroid cycles, mostly. If not, it's maybe just to... It's also used, from what I know, to help the transitional change from male to female as well, but it's mainly used to help steroids. I don't remember the name of the blocker. I do know it was used mostly to help with the steroid cycles at that time. So, Brock got caught, and, the rest was history at that point. However, with him being back in the testing pool, it could potentially have another fight in maybe November. Maybe. I don't remember how long the ban was originally. Maybe 2 years. Maybe more than that. We might not see that for a while, but, Brock's contract is coming up. So, normally I would have picked Brock in this match just to retain, just because it's Brock, and you want to have him have a long title reign. I mean, he's the guy that originally beat The Undertaker. He's the guy that took out Goldberg at WrestleMania this year. So you want to have him have a long title reign for a while, but I don't know if that is the end now or not. But with that testing going on, I feel like that Brock could be going to the UFC. And if that does happen, it might not be the right choice, but I'm going to go with Braun, just because Braun... I feel like Braun's time is coming for a title run. Because, let's face it, Roman Reigns will probably get the belt at WrestleMania regardless. Unless something changes within the next couple months to where he's not in the title picture anymore come WrestleMania. Because the WrestleMania main event, again, is Lesnar versus Reigns. But we're kind of going to get it again for SummerSlam. But we don't know that for sure. Plus, Joe and Roman will probably cancel each other out to begin with. So, I feel like Braun will win. And finally, the Raw Women's Championship is Alexa Bliss will face Bayley. Now, this happened last night as well. Bayley beat Sasha Banks in the number one contenders match. A great match, by the way. Probably not as good as the Brooklyn matches with Bayley and Sasha, or the Iron Woman match, but for a Raw match, it was probably the best match of the night, for sure, on that show. Everything else was kind of meh. It was kind of, why is it happening? Why is this, why are these matches happening to begin with? Some of them make sense, some of them don't. It's just, the women's match was always the most interesting match of the show, which says a lot for the women's division. But with that being said, I don't know what they're going to do with Bayley. I really don't. Because Bayley is just Bayley. It's sad to see what Bayley has become, over the past... Because she had so much potential over the past few years, and now she's kind of a joke. So I feel like Bliss will retain, but I will not be surprised if Bayley wins. But again, I feel Bliss will retain. With that, SummerSlam is August 20th. And if anything else happens, we'll let you know. Especially since tonight on SmackDown, we could have a potential for the WWE title. We could have potential for the SmackDown Tag titles. We could have potential for the US title. Cena could be involved somewhat at SummerSlam. That's always a guarantee. So we'll see what happens tonight on SmackDown.